In today's video, we'll showcase the Berlin premiere of the Apple TV series, Where's Wanda? The series is starring Heike Makatsch, Axel Stein, Drinda, and 𝗗𝗟𝗏. It is scheduled to be released on October 2nd, 2024 by Apple TV. Make sure to watch the video till the end as we bring you exclusive interviews with the cast and crew of the series on the red carpet.
It's amazing. It's so beautiful to sense that this show is really going to reach people all over the world. It's amazing, and we're very proud, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that people will love it as much as we do. Well, absolutely. When you first hear what it's about, you think it would be a dramatic thriller that will, just really drag you down because the daughter has disappeared and the parents are in despair and looking for their kid. And even though this series never betrays its characters, it still manages to be really funny. It's a comedy in many scenes, but it still always goes back to the dramatic elements. So it's a real mixture of drama and comedy and action and thriller, and it's super entertaining, but nonetheless it's still very, very moving. So I can only praise it because I love it so much. Well, yeah, I mean, as Carlotta and Dedo, the parents, they start putting little bugs with video cameras into their neighbors' houses to see whether they might have captured the daughter. They see many secrets of their neighbors, and some of them are really cringy. You don't really want to see them. Some of them are really dangerous, and they have to interfere. And there's so much. I mean, the writer has just had so much fantasy, and it's so many twists and turns and excitement, and I cannot really pick one out because they're all really worth watching. Yeah, the 𝗗𝗟𝗏𝗧. It's also an invention of the British writer, and that's how he sees Germany, which I think is really endearing and funny, because us Germans, we have many traditional kind of festivals and carnivals and Oktoberfest and Fasching. And so he made up the 𝗗𝗟𝗏𝗧, and the 𝗗𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗧 is like this monster, like a hairy giant monster that comes out of the woods to grab the most beautiful virgin of the little town once a year. And so all the people in this village called 𝗗𝗓𝗧, they're dressing up either as 𝗗𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗧 or as these beautiful virgins. And so we kind of believe, well, we don't, not the parents, but some people believe maybe the 𝗗𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗧 has stolen our daughter.
The difference between other crime series is that we are also funny. You know, we are quite funny and we are suspicious, and yeah, it's one of the shows you have never seen before, and I'm so proud to be in this show. Yeah, and everybody who's working on it here in Germany, we are all so proud that we got the chance to shoot this show. Yeah, it's quite it's a difficult way to find the balance between all these drama and this comedy. But you know, in every scene we sat there and we were just, you know, like running through how far we can go, and do we have to go more left or more right? And I think we got the right balance to get all these feelings. You know? Oh yeah, 𝗗𝗓𝗧 is a city maybe in Germany, but it's quite colorful and it's special. You know, everyone has a clean house, but behind there's always a big secret, you know.
It's an honor, obviously. I mean, so great to finally have somebody get the British dry sort of humor into a German production. We don't really have a lot of that in here in this country. So I'm excited that we finally also start to do a lot more international stuff and stuff that people from all around might want to watch. Yeah, it's great. Well, it's suspenseful to start off with, and it's emotional. I mean, it's a tragic story. A girl goes missing, and the parents don't get enough support by the police system, and so they start to go off wandering, trying to find her on their own, and that's tragic in a way. And at the same time, we've somehow found a way to take it not lightheartedly, but take like a positive sort of like a stance and make it into something that might be empowering and hopeful and also funny in a way, which is great, because in such a tragic story sometimes you get like drowned in all the tragedy of it, and so it's good to have this sort of like comedic escape of it, and that I very much appreciate and love about this show. Yeah. And we have such a great cast. It's amazing to see all the neighbors and their stories, and I'm so happy to have been part of like this great family, and think all in all, I'm just very happy to be here and to have been a part of it all. Yeah.
Ich freue mich, dass ich hier sein darf, und ich bin auch richtig stolz drauf, dass wir das hier alles zeigen dürfen. Mein erster Drehtag war etwas sehr Schönes, war ein großes Erlebnis, war ein sehr langer Tag. Ich durfte viel erleben, viel was Neues sehen und viele andere Dinge, viele neue Locations, wo ich im privaten Leben noch nie war. Das war ein einzigartiges Erlebnis. Dass ich diese Rolle spielen durfte, dass ich hier bin, es allen zeigen kann und dass es sehr vielen Leuten gefällt, wie ich die Rolle Ole umgesetzt habe. Dass die Familie als auch eine Familie rüberkommt, dass sehr viele Gefühle im Spiel sind und ganz viele Kategorien mit einbezogen werden. Hier ist Krimi, Romantik, Comedy, alles dabei. Es wird auf jeden Fall ein großes Ding sein und vielen Leuten ansprechen auch.
I'm so happy and so relieved that finally we can all talk about this great show. Because, you know, we were shooting last year and I was so excited, and we had the behind the scenes and I got such a great makeup, and my role was so interesting and totally different than what I'm playing usually. And then I wanted to share pics and stuff and just like with the colleagues behind the scenes, and then everything was of course forbidden, and now I'm so happy to spread the word. And we had of course a very great time shooting the series, and with a bunch of colleagues, and it was so special. We had, when you shoot a series for Apple TV, you're like, wow, we are the first ones. Imagine, yeah, pinch me, yeah, we are the first ones, so I'm very happy. So the series is very full of excitement and twists, and also a lot of humor, and it's so ironic sometimes, and you're like, oh, you have to cry actually because it's such a loss, and everybody is, having a tough time, but then all of a sudden there's like this little situation comedy, and you're like, you feel relieved all the time. So you're going back and forth emotionally.
How would I tease it? Well, there's a really crazy environment, as we always have, because we all have our secrets, isn't it? But we all try to be perfect as soon as we walk down the lane. That's the problem. Nobody's perfect, and everybody has their secrets. That actually is the teaser. What do you mean? How good are my detective skills? I'm a detective. I'm young, sexy, I'm black. I'm going to find that woman.
Yeah, so Mania came out about 2 years ago, and it was a very angry song. I think it's a song about a lot of resentment towards someone, but also toxic people. And then Apple TV called and said, hey, we'd love to put it as the title song for the series, and I was so happy. So.
Yeah, the premise was introduced to us by writer 𝗗𝗓𝗏𝗧, and we really loved the idea because, how far would you go, to save your child is just a great premise which resonates, I think, with a lot of people. Yeah, I think, if you just bug houses and you just sneak into them, I think you're going to expect a lot of secrets behind closed doors, and this is really intriguing and I think very surprising as well. It's really an honor, to be honest, because we've been working for other platforms, but I think the support was amazing, and also I think it's great that our show is going to be seen in so many countries, so it was really a special experience for us. I think because it's a dark comedy, there's this genre mix, and we have comedy in there, but it's also family entertainment. But it's always rooted into this deep feeling of the parents who lost their child, and I think this is something people will recognize, and they will love it, hopefully. So I think this is going to be a special show.
I mean, it came about in a very sort of strange way. Jay, who's the head of Apple Europe, came to me and said, you might think I'm crazy, but there's this German idea that we really love. Would you like to take a look at it? And I was like, do I get to go to Berlin? Then I'm in. But there was something about the idea that immediately was just, a teenage girl goes missing and the family bug the whole neighborhood to try and find her. And immediately it kind of springs off so many ideas. And so, I came, just jumped into it. And I kind of, there's such richness in the world, and that they've allowed me to kind of play with in the world. It's sort of Twin Peaks meets Desperate Housewives. There's a lot of fun in it. More fun than you'd expect from a show about a missing teenager. But and the cast and directors and everyone's been great. So it's been a really fun experience. We have a Nuppelwochen in our show, and that's the crazy thing about writing a TV show. You make up this stupid thing, and then suddenly the production department create a 12-foot statue of this imaginary beast. So that's the magic of television. What we're trying to do is create something that feels very specific, but also feels like it could be anywhere. Like it could, we all relate to that sense of suburbia in our own cultures, and so there's almost like a fairy tale, like a slightly heightened version to the town itself. I mean, it's so much fun. It's colourful and these great characters, and it's trying to create something that kind of can be relatable to everyone. But it's a town with a lot going on behind all the net curtains. The essential premise of, your teenage daughter goes missing and you don't know where she is. I mean, I think that sort of thing is something that we can all relate to, that idea of losing someone and the kind of madness of not knowing what to do, not knowing, how to find them, and that frustration of having to take it into your own hands. Because ultimately they're a normal family, but they do kind of abnormal things, but they're driven there by this kind of fear and love of their daughter, and I think that's the kind of the essential humanness of it that I think people will be able to relate to. It's amazing, and it's been such a fun experience, and for me, like doing something in German, just heard my name in German, which is the same, obviously. No, but doing something in German, it added a really fun level because I got to work with the German team, and there's this kind of, the shared cultural thing. And I think in some senses, like you're working with Apple, which is, like an international company, an English writer, a German team. But I think hopefully that creates this sort of universal quality to the show. So yeah, I've had a great time. I'm very grateful to Apple for letting me loose on their first German original. Yeah.
Well, it's been in development at UFA for quite a while, and we were looking for the right partner, and then it was tremendously great that Apple joined the German market, and I met Franzi back in the days, and I pitched it to her, and she really loved it, and that's the way it went. Yeah. Absolutely, it's like I would put it into a special genre. It's actually a mixture because it has a lot of humor, but it's also a crime thriller. So there's appetite for everybody who loves different genres. So 𝗗𝗦𝗧, yeah, it's actually non-existing, so it's in our minds, but it's like a usual German mid-sized town, and yeah, it's very typical for Germany. I really love the scenes when �11 is trying to spy on his neighbors and trying to jump into the houses, and is really doing bad with it, and his son is explaining him how to do it, that they should do it the pro style. So that's the scenes I love most. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.